Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 3월 4일 수요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. We are certainly facing one of the hardest situations in recent decades, not only here in the country, but also around the world. But as we strive to overcome this hardship, we gain inspiration and hope thanks to the sacrifice and courage of thousands of valiant heroes who are taking the enemy by its very horns on the front line. The medical personnel who are fighting off the virus. 어제 대전에 위치한 국군 간호사관학교에서는 제60기 신임 간호장교 임관식이 있었습니다. 총 75명, 육군 69명, 공군 3명, 해군 3명이었는데요. 새로 임관한 이혜민 소위는 우리 국민과 군을 위해 목숨을 바칠 각오로 임무를 수행하겠다고 말했습니다. 또 김슬기 소위는 나보다 환자를 보살피는 간호장교가 되고 싶다고 말했는데요. 임관식은 가족과 외부 인사 초청 없이 교내 행사로 열렸고요. 가족들은 유튜브로 임관식을 지켜봤다고 합니다. 한 국방부 관계자에 따르면 신임 간호장교들은 곧바로 대구로 이동한다. 국군 의료지원단의 일원으로 코로나19 대응 임무에 투입된다고 말했다고 합니다. Real-life heroes who are literally putting their lives at risk for us. And with that in mind, here's a quiz question. 자, 오늘의 퀴즈 드리겠습니다. An important job that someone is sent somewhere to do is generally known as this. 1번, a mission. 2번, an impossible. 3번, a mystery. 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 고칼슘 쌀룬두유 보내드리겠습니다. 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 계속해서 정답 보내주시고요. 또 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 반디 게시판 무료로 이용 가능하고 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 참여하실 수 있습니다. Well, let's start the show by greeting the one and only Steve. Good morning.
Good morning to you. It is a midweek morning, Wednesday today. I woke up this morning just like your son did, I believe, asking myself what day it was. And more news now about the virus and the spread of the virus. More news now coming from different countries as well as here in Korea, Canada, the United States. The virus has started to spread as well in different states around the country. So, yeah, we continue to worry about it today.
Absolutely. My son this morning, he said, Mummy, what day is it? And I said, Wednesday. And he goes, it feels like Saturday again. And it's been feeling like that for many days now for the students who've been at home. And it's going to continue that way for weeks.
I had a good idea, I think, yesterday, and I was talking about it yesterday afternoon at a different station. What if, because everyone's kind of stuck at home these days, not everyone, but children are stuck at home, and that means a lot of parents are stuck at home, teachers are as well, and parents taking care of their children. I had an idea for the cable companies. So if anyone listening knows anyone who works for a cable company, maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's not. But I was thinking about large or big discounts on movies that are available on VOD.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe free for a week or something like that, because kids are home and they're bored now. They're bored stiff, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if cable companies could offer a large discount on movies on the VOD, that might be a nice gesture to give back to the community.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I hope someone who works at a cable TV station is listening.
I don't know anyone who does.
No,
so
I don't either.
I would need your help with that one. I'd be happy to push the idea, though.
Yes, indeed.
So how are you doing it? How are you personally keeping your kids entertained?
I play games with them. I read books to them. I've been cooking a little bit with them, just really simple things. Just keeping them entertained as much as possible.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Are they going a little stir crazy?
A little bit sometimes.
Because I'm guessing young children wouldn't necessarily, maybe the younger children wouldn't necessarily be able to grasp what's going on, grasp the concept of what's going on.
No.
Maybe all they know is, oh, we're not going to school these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly the case. All right, we're talking about the reason why so many students are still at home and will continue to do so for the next few weeks is, of course, COVID-19. We're going to look at another preventative measure today, and we're talking about which is the best way to sterilize our hands? We've been talking about keeping your hands clean and, do you wash them? Do you use sanitizers? What do you use?
Yeah, let's talk about that this morning. So, protecting hand hygiene is important in preventing infectious diseases such as COVID-19. Some say that keeping your hands clean prevents about 70% of waterborne infections. And the popular hand sanitizer is represented by antibacterial soap, alcohol, hand sanitizer, and disposable sanitary wet tissues. So the question is, which of these is the most effective? Well,
I understand there was an experiment over in Jeju, and some scientists, they discovered that there is actually one that is a bit more effective when it comes to disinfecting, sterilizing your hands than the others.
Recently, the Department of Clinical Pathology at Jeju National University and also the Department of Neurology at Jeju National University Hospital, they studied and they announced the effect of removing germs using these products. And the study compared popular hand sanitizer, antibacterial soap, disposable sanitary wet tissues, the things that we mentioned just a moment ago. So what they did was they divided participants into 3 large groups. And after using certain hygiene products, they had a week-long break. And after the break, then they changed the types of hygiene products. So it was a kind of experiment involving different groups of people. So this is what happened. The group of soap users washed their hands with water and soap for 30 seconds under the WHO's guidelines, the World Health Organization's guidelines. And they also completely removed the moisture with paper towels after they washed their hands.
Okay.
The group of hand sanitizers rubbed the entire surface of their hands for more than 30 seconds until the disinfectant was completely dry or evaporated. And the group of wet tissue users wiped their hands with wet tissues for 10 seconds, and then it was completely dry. Germs were removed by taking a total of 89 different samples through the cotton swab method.
최근 제주 한라대학교 임상병리과 그리고 제주대 병원 신경과에서 이제 손 세정 방법에 따른 세균 제거 효과를 연구하고 또 발표했습니다. 그래서 비누, 손 소독제, 물티슈 이 3가지 중에서 세균 제거 효과가 가장 좋은 것은 어떤 것인가요?
So, as a result, the most effective method of sterilization was the hand sanitizer. Hand washing and wet wipes decreased without much difference. They say, according to the research team, that there are many results that past research shows that cleaning using alcohol hand sanitizer is more effective than soap cleansing. They also say, however, that it is dangerous to overlook the importance of hand washing.
Right.
The CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, recommends using alcohol hand sanitizer only when there is no visible contaminant and washing with soap and water if there is any contaminant.
네, 그렇습니다. 이번에 이제 세균 제거 효과에 대한 연구 결과는요. 살균 효과가 이 3가지 중에서 손 소독제가 가장 뛰어나다는 결과가 나왔습니다. 하지만 손 씻기의 중요성을 간과하면 위험하다고 전문가들은 얘기하고 있습니다. 손 소독제도 사용하고 비누와 물을 사용해서 손을 자주 씻는 것을 권장합니다. Okay, now with that said, let's start with today's global headlines. 이제 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
The number of COVID-19 cases in Korea has surpassed 5,000 in 43 days since the start of the outbreak.
코로나19 확진자가 첫 환자 발생 43일 만에 5천 명을 넘어섰습니다.
The government has vowed all-out efforts, including dispatching rapid response teams to ease excessive entry restrictions and quarantine measures against Korean travelers.
세계 각국에서 코로나19 대응 조치로 격리된 한국민을 지키기 위해 외교부가 신속 대응팀을 파견하는 방안을 검토 중인 것으로 전해졌습니다.
Thailand is on high alert as Thai nationals who were staying illegally in Korea are preparing to return home.
한국에서 불법 체류 중이던 태국인들의 귀국을 놓고 태국 당국이 촉각을 곤두세우고 있습니다.
French officials have closed dozens of schools in areas that have reported the largest numbers of COVID-19 infections.
프랑스 정부가 코로나19 확진자가 많이 발생하는 지역을 중심으로 학교 휴업 조치를 내렸습니다. If you'd like to listen to those headlines again, you can do so by visiting our website. It's free of charge. 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지에 들어가시면은요, 무료로 지금 읽어드린 헤드라인 다시 복습하실 수 있습니다. 많은 이용 바랍니다. Let's go over the headlines.
Headline number one today. The number of COVID-19 cases in Korea has surpassed 5,000 in 43 days since the start of the outbreak.
코로나19 확진자가 첫 환자 발생 43일 만에 5,000명을 넘어섰습니다.
So authorities said yesterday that the probability of those infected with the virus dying is 0.6% here in the country. The government, of course, is continuing to battle the community spread of the virus in Daegu and all over the nation. The country reported 851 more cases yesterday, bringing the total number of infections to 5,186 as of Tuesday afternoon. The death toll has risen to 32, according to the Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
네, 그렇습니다. 전국 확진자 수 업데이트를 드리자면은 총 확진자 수는 5,186명입니다. 사망자는 32명이고요. 격리 해제도 34명이 됐습니다.
So to prevent further fatalities, health authorities said that they will be prioritizing testing for high-risk groups. Those people included are the elderly and those with pre-existing medical conditions. And early detection in Daegu is as about 75% of the country's cases are from that part of the country. Vice Health and Welfare Minister Kim Gang-rip said at a briefing yesterday, given the test results of Daegu citizens, we assessed that community transmission had progressed more than a certain level. Of the new cases, 519 were confirmed in Daegu, 61 in North Gyeongsang Province, 7 in Seoul, 3 in South Chungcheong Province, and 2 each in Busan, Gwangju, and Gyeonggi Province.
That's just in the past 24 hours. In fact, the number of Daegu has gone up by 1, so 520 new cases just within the last 24 hours in Daegu alone. Overall, Daegu has seen 3,601 confirmed cases, so that is, of course, more than half of all of the cases here reported in the country.
It is the worst hit city, that is for sure. About 11,000 ordinary citizens underwent testing over the past week. About 1,300 of those people were confirmed to be infected. And Daegu already suffers from a shortage of hospital beds and medical personnel. Some 1,800 people were waiting to be hospitalized as of Tuesday. And to free up more beds for the critically ill, health authorities on Monday opened state-run treatment centers for patients with no symptoms or mild symptoms, and they said that they will open more facilities so that some 2,000 confirmed patients can be accommodated by early next week.
The reason, of course, this is making headlines, despite, of course, the serious matter of the story, is because of the sheer increase rate itself. The fact that we're seeing thousands right now in the past couple of days is very, I suppose, is a contrasting difference to the first 100 cases. It took about 1 month in Korea for that 100 mark, but now in days we're seeing it go up from 2,000 to 3,000 to 4,000 and now 5,000.
It's true, but we have to remember that the number of people being tested, if we compare this to other countries around the world, I mean, it's not even comparable. Except for confirmed patients, testing has been carried out on 121,039 people. Of those, 85,484 people have tested negative for the virus. There's still another 35,555 that are waiting for their results. But if you compare, like I said, the number of people being tested, it shouldn't be surprising that the number of confirmed cases goes up. That would be true in any country, I would think.
Exactly. And one of the ways they're testing the coronavirus is what we mentioned yesterday, these drive-through testing centers. That's helping a lot as well. 검사 현황을 보게 되면은요, 우리나라에서 지금까지 12만 명 이상이 검사를 받았는데, 그 중에서 이제 음성 결과가 나온 분은 8만 5천 명 정도라고 합니다.
Some 34, I think 34, maybe the number is a little bit higher now. Patients have been released from quarantine after making full recoveries. That number was as of Monday at midnight. And the government is also looking at this week and next week as critical for the country's containment strategy, given the 14-day incubation period of the virus. We know that schools are now closed until the 23rd of March, so the government will reassess as we move into next week.
Right. Another article I read this morning was about whether you have to wear masks indoors or not. Some people are very concerned about that. And experts say if you're in a well-ventilated area and you keep a distance between each of the people that you're working with, then it's fine to not use the masks.
I see.
And that's something to keep in mind because there's a huge shortage of masks and people don't know when to wear them or if they're supposed to take them off at all. But apparently, if you're in a well-ventilated area and you're, slightly apart from the people you're working with, it's okay.
I'm really impressed with the way, and I'm seeing this on social media a lot too, the way that Korea is handling the situation. You know, if you compare it to what we're seeing out of the United States or Europe right now, people are mass buying daily necessities to stockpile in their own homes. We're seeing that in Canada too. Images of supermarket shelves. We're not seeing that here in Korea. There is still confusion, of course, and confusion causes panic, right? But we're seeing it, in my opinion, and on social media's opinion, the way that it's being handled here in Korea, despite the confusion that still exists, it's being handled really well.
Indeed. Well, let's talk about the Koreans elsewhere around the world. That is our headline number 2.
The government has vowed all-out efforts, including dispatching rapid response teams to ease excessive entry restrictions and quarantine measures against Korean travelers.
세계 각국에서 코로나19 대응 조치로 격리된 국민을 지원하기 위해 외교부가 신속 대응팀을 파견하는 방안을 검토 중인 것으로 전해졌습니다.
The foreign ministry pledged yesterday to make across-the-board diplomatic efforts to ease excessive entry restrictions against South Korean travelers and also to minimize the potential economic fallout from the virus. In a written policy briefing for 2020 to President Moon Jae-in, the ministry also renewed its commitment to reigniting the momentum for dialogue among the two Koreas and the United States through a virtuous cycle of progress in inter-Korean ties, as well as the relations between Washington and Pyongyang. So they are addressing some different issues, but one of the main ones is Korean overseas travelers.
네, 그렇습니다. 전 세계적으로 봤을 때 격리된 한국민이 1,200명 정도가 된다고 하는데요. 그중에서 960명 정도는 중국에서 격리가 된 것으로 지금 집계가 되고 있고 베트남에서 또 270명 정도가 격리됐다고 합니다.
Yeah, so as of 9 a.m. Tuesday, 87 countries and regions have imposed entry bans or quarantine measures against people from South Korea. That number is probably going to grow in terms of the number of travelers, right? To support around 1,200 citizens in quarantine in China and Vietnam and other countries, the ministry is considering dispatching, as the headline says, these rapid response teams from Seoul. But there's an issue here. The issue is whether the teams that will be sent, the rapid response teams, will also be subject to the 14-day quarantine, or whether those teams can be exempted from the quarantine and be able to work right away.
네, 그렇습니다. 한국 여행자들 또 이제 전 세계에 지금 있는 한국민들을 위해서 한국이 지금 이제 코로나19 상황이 어떠한지 또 적극적으로 방역 노력을 기울이고 있다는 것을 알리기 위해 이르면 이번 주 안에 주한 외교단 설명회가 열릴 계획이라는 소식까지 전해지고 있습니다.
If the rapid response teams had to be quarantined as well, it would be kind of moot
Yeah.
to send them at all, right?
Indeed. Okay, let's check our next headline.
Headline number 3 today, Thailand is on high alert as Thai nationals who were staying illegally in Korea are preparing to return home.
한국에서 불법 체류 중이던 태국인들의 귀국을 놓고 태국 당국이 촉각을 곤두세우고 있습니다.
And the fears come from the fact that about 5,000 people that are set to return to Thailand from Korea may be carrying the virus. The 5,000 working in Korea, agricultural workers among the thousands who work in the country on tourist visas or illegally, but This is a nice gesture. I think Korea has declared an amnesty for ties on overstay in the country. So people who turn themselves in from now until the end of June will not be fined and will not be placed on a blacklist. That reported from an outlet in Thailand.
So basically, the Thai officials can't force anyone coming from Korea to go into quarantine. It's self-quarantine measures that they're recommending the people to do. They can't actually get the people to go to a certain facility or anything like that.
Well, there are some suggestions that they be put on a deserted island for a 14-day quarantine, although I don't know how serious that suggestion is.
네, 그렇군요. 이제 태국에서 그 귀국하고 있는 한국에서 살다가 태국으로 귀국하고 있는 태국 민들에 대한 뉴스인데요. 불법 체류자가 상당히 많다고 합니다. 지난 12월부터 3월 1일까지 집계된 상황을 보면은 한국 출입국 사무소에 내가 불법 체류를 했다. 내지는 이제 다시 태국으로 돌아가겠다. 이렇게 자진 신고를 한 그런 체류자가 5,000명 이상이라고 합니다. 불법 체류자가 5,000명 이상이네요. 태국 외교부가 이렇게 발표를 했고요. 그중에서 대구에서 불법 체류를 한 인원도 한 130여 명이 된다고 합니다. 이미 한 4,000명 정도는 귀국을 한 것으로 이렇게 전해지고 있는데 태국에서 강제로 격리를 할 수는 없다고 하고요. 자가격리 조치를 취한다고 합니다. Okay, let's check our final headline.
Last headline this morning. French officials have closed dozens of schools in areas that have reported the largest numbers of COVID-19 infections.
프랑스 정부가 코로나19 확진자가 많이 발생하는 지역을 중심으로 학교 휴업 조치를 내렸습니다.
More schools could be closed down in the coming days, Education Minister Jean-Michel Blanquer said on Tuesday. Both primary and secondary schools have been shut down in the Oise department that's north of Paris, where the main cluster of French cases has emerged, where 2 people who have died of the virus lived. Officials have reported 191 coronavirus cases in France so far and 3 deaths.
네, 그렇습니다. 지금 프랑스에서는 약 120개 정도의 학교가 휴업에 들어갔다고 하는데요. 이제 우아스 지역을 중심으로 이렇게 많은 학교가 휴업에 들어갔습니다. 학생이 한 3만 5천 명 정도 영향을 받게 된다고 합니다.
So the closures that I mentioned already, they are affecting about 35,000 students, and another additional 9,000 have been told to stay home in a different part of the country. And according to the education minister, the schools will remain closed until further notice. And he said these figures are evolving quickly, so there could be similar measures taken in the coming days at other schools in other parts of the country. Measures that they've taken already. They've already halted class trips outside the country. We talked about the Louvre being closed as well, right? That was part of the decision to prohibit any gatherings of more than 5,000 people in enclosed spaces. Schools now, they are increasing their stocks of soap for washing hands, but there are no plans to order a nationwide school shutdown for now.
네, 그렇습니다. 프랑스에서는 전국적으로 학교들이 휴업에 들어간 것은 아닙니다. 특히 이 우아스 지역이 이렇게 휴업에 들어간 것은 이 지역에서 코로나 확진자 중 2명이 사망했기 때문인데요. 그 외에도 이제 많은 학생들이 한 9,000명 정도가 자택에서 머물고 있다는 소식까지 전해지고 있고요. 우아스 지역 학교 같은 경우에는 추가 공지가 있을 때까지 문을 닫을 예정이라고 합니다.
One interesting side note from this story as well, that the fears have led to shortages of these hand sanitizing gels and face masks, and suppliers are trying really hard to replenish their stocks, but they're having difficulty. Why? Because it comes from China. And the factories there are closed. So what they did was they actually reopened one French producer called Still. They haven't had their factory in production in 15 years, but they reopened the factory because of the situation.
Is that right? Well, we have a message coming in from Paris this morning. 김수환 님이요. 저는 지금 파리에 와 있습니다. 현재 파리도 지금 중심지는 마들렌 콩코드 쪽 도로 폐쇄하고요. 소독 청소하고 말이 아닙니다. 버스도 운행하지 않는 구간이 많아요. 코로나로 인해서 사람들도 거의 나오지 않는 분위기입니다. 그런데 이상하게도 파리 사람들은 마스크를 거의 쓰지 않네요. 라고 하셨습니다. 현장 분위기도 전해주셔서 감사합니다. Stay safe, 김수환님. Okay, well, those were our headlines this morning. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz.
An important job that someone is sent somewhere to do is generally known as blank. Is it number one, a mission, number two, impossible, or number three, a mystery?
네, 계속해서 정답 보내주시고요. 고칼슘 쌀른 두유 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 보내드리겠습니다. 노래 듣고 와서 여러분의 사연과 또 이제 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼 텐데요. This is what our nurses and medical personnel are doing right now. 많은 분들이 지금 특히 의료진들이 많이 희생을 하고 계시죠. 엘튼 존의 Sacrifice 듣고 오겠습니다. You're listening to Morning Special. Let's take a look at your messages. 강성원님, 간호장교 여러분 감사합니다. 우리 국민도 응원하고 있겠습니다. 진정 이 나라의 딸들입니다. 하셨어요. That was about our opening today. All the nurses who'll be going to Daegu today.
I saw the story yesterday. Heroes, soldiers, as someone put it.
They
True
are.
soldiers.
They are
yeah.
soldiers, actually, because
Yep.
they work for the military, but they're going specifically to the heart of the outbreak here in Korea, if you will. 네, 그렇습니다. 모두 다 영웅이십니다. 4630님이요. 국군 간호 사관학교 후배들 뉴스로 오프닝을 해주시니 가슴이 벅찹니다. Oh, this person I think also graduated from that school. So this is a military nursing education facility.
Okay.
And this person said, I'm from that school, and it's great to hear news about my 후배s, my juniors, if you will. 저는 간호장교로 6년 근무하고 전역하고 다른 현장에서 일하고 있는 청취자입니다. 전 국민 모두 화이팅 합시다. I worked as this 간호장교 for 6 years, and then I was discharged from the military, and now I work in a different field, but it's great to hear this story and 화이팅, they say. 네, 양순열 님이 여군 간호장교 입관을 축하드리고요. 코로나19 임무 수행을 위해 대구로 감사드립니다. 건강 조심하세요 하셨습니다. 네, stay safe everyone. 김혜선 님은요. 새로 임관된 간호장교분들 완전 나이팅게일인 것 같습니다. That's exactly, I think, what they're doing. They're trying to be like Nightingale, if you will. 그 화이팅입니다. 부모 입장에서 마음이 점점점 하셨어요. Yeah, if you're a family member of any of these nurses, I guess you probably have mixed feelings. I'm very proud of them on the one hand, but
scared,
worried
yeah, of
and
course.
scared at the same time. And
That's natural, right?
3496님이요. 간호장교 소위 임관 축하합니다. 미션을 갖고 입학을 했고 또 졸업과 함께 헌신을 하는 후배들 감사하고 미안하네요 하셨습니다. Lots of people, I think, went to this school and so they're able to relate. But yeah, thank you once again. If you are one of those members or if you know anyone who will be going to Daegu to do exactly that.
Well, this type of situation could not be fought without those people.
Exactly. 네, 오늘은 이분들을 위해서 정말 감사하다는 말씀, 또 영웅이시라는 말씀 드리고 싶습니다. Keep sending in your messages and greetings. We have 5 고칼슘 쌀른 두유s for you this morning. Let's look at our first news focus story. 자, 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼 텐데요. 역시나 코로나19 관련 소식입니다. 미국 주요 매체들이 연일 우리 정부의 코로나19 대응을 칭찬하고 나섰는데요. 미국의 한 의사는 미국 당국의 대응을 비판하고 한국 모델링을 활용하는 것이 가장 이상적인 방법이라고 조언하기도 했습니다. Let's listen to the story.
New York City-based physician and author Dr. Matt McCarthy has praised Korea's mass testing of COVID-19 while speaking to CNBC. In Korea, health officials have tested more than 100,000 people amid an outbreak that has infected more than 5,000 people in the country and killed 32. They're testing 10,000 a day in some countries, and we can't get this off the ground, McCarthy said. I'm a practitioner on the firing line, and I don't have the tools to properly care for patients today. In New York State, the person who tested positive is only the 32nd test we've done in this state. We're hamstrung. This is a national scandal.
네, 미국 뉴욕의 한 의사가 CNBC 방송에 출연을 했습니다. 그러면서 미국의 지금 이 검사 시스템의 한계에 대해서 얘기를 했고요. 그러면서 한국을 이제 직접적으로 언급하진 않았습니다만 일부 국가에서는 하루에 10,000건을 검사한다고 들었다. 그러면서 이제 우리도 그렇게 해야 되지 않겠느냐라고 했는데 현재 이렇게 하루에 10,000건 이상 검사하고 있는 나라는 한국밖에 없습니다.
Yes, and it must be very frustrating for doctors who feel like this, where they want to be giving the tests, but they don't have the kits, and they're trying to do everything that they can for people, but they just don't have the supplies.
Right.
They just don't have what they need to do so. And maybe that's why he said, we're trying to get this off the ground, but we're hamstrung. So let's go over those two expressions. When you are trying to get something off the ground, you are trying to get it started, you're trying to get it rolling. That's another expression. It's a figurative expression, but if you think about the literal, then it helps you to remember, I think. Think about a rocket. Right? Before a rocket launches, like a NASA rocket going up into space, before that rocket launches, it's just sitting on the ground, right? But once the engines have started, once the process has begun, then the rocket literally gets off the ground. Now think about that when you're thinking about your new business or your new website or your new project at your office. All of those things can apply when you want to say you are getting it off the ground, you're getting it started.
네, 로켓이 발사하는 모습을 상상해 보시면은 이해가 쉽게 될 것 같은데요. 뭔가 순조롭게 시작한다라는 의미의 get something off the ground라고 합니다. 미국에서는 지금 일부 지역에서는 환자를 제대로 돌볼 수 있는 장비조차 없다라고 하면서 미국에서는 이렇게 뭐 다른 나라의 검사 체제만큼 잘 갖춰진 곳이 많지가 않다 이런 얘기를 한 거죠.
Yes, and he's saying we can't get this off the ground, meaning we can't get this started. We can't get the appropriate number of tests that are needed.
I see.
So he says we're hamstrung. Okay, so your hamstring is what would you call it? A muscle that runs along the back of your leg between your bum and your knee, right? That's your hamstring. It's a common injury in sports to get a hamstring injury. But to use it like this, to say that we are hamstrung, it means that something is restricted in its efficiency. So let's say, for example, that there was some sort of cleanup effort needed at a beach. Maybe there was, I don't know, an oil spill or something like that. But during the cleanup, there are hundreds of people there, but the weather is extremely bad. It's super windy and heavy rains. Then you can't really be efficient in your cleanup, right? So therefore, you could say the cleanup effort was hamstrung by the weather.
방해받다라는 의미로 여기서는 해석을 하시면 되겠습니다. 원래 hamstring이라는 것은 다리 뒷부분에 있는 힘줄을 말하는데요. 이게 이제 hamstrung 했다라고 동사처럼 표현을 하게 되면은 방해를 받았다. 그러니까 미국에서는 지금 검사를 하고 싶어도 여러 가지 장비가 없거나 시설이 없기 때문에 제대로 시작하는 데에 방해를 받고 있다라고 실무자, 어떤 의사가 얘기를 했다는 거죠.
Just like if you pull your hamstring, and that's what we say when you hurt your hamstring, we say it's pulled. When you pull your hamstring, you want to run, but you can't.
그렇군요. 힘줄을 이제 너무 무리하게 쓰게 되면은 그때는 I pulled my hamstring이라고 해서 이제 다리 뒤쪽에 있는 근육 힘줄을 너무 땡겨서 못 움직이겠다 이렇게 표현을 할 수 있겠죠. 그런 식으로 뭔가 일을 제대로 시작할 수 없다 이렇게 보시면 되겠습니다. Okay, let's go to our second news focus story now. 이제 좀 다른 얘기로 뉴스 포커스 두 번째 살펴보겠습니다. 일명 배터리 게이트로 알려진 아이폰의 성능 저하 의혹에 대한 소송에서 애플이 결국 소송 당사자들에게 5억 달러 그러니까 한 5,900억 원에 달하는 합의금을 지불하게 됐다는 소식인데요. Let's listen to the story.
Apple has tentatively agreed to a $500 million settlement after admitting to slowing down older phones. It covers people who bought any product in the iPhone 6 and 7 lineup, which Apple secretly throttled to conserve battery life. The case stems from Apple's BatteryGate controversy. In 2017, iPhone users discovered that iOS artificially limited processor speeds as phone batteries aged. But Apple didn't reveal the feature's existence, leading people to believe their phones were simply slowing down from age. Users claim that they bought all new devices to fix the problem. Apple will offer $25 to any current or former owner of a covered iPhone.
네, 구형 아이폰 배터리의 성능 저하 문제로 지난 2017년 전 세계에서 집단 소송이 이뤄졌었죠. So this was the slowing down of the battery, and apparently people were saying it was deliberately done so that people would buy new phones.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Apple is admitting to this with their $500 million settlement, right? So anyone who bought, like it says in the article, an iPhone 6 or 7, then they are going to be compensated for it. $25 for any former owner, and there are larger amounts for other people.
Right. Now, Apple hasn't said, yes, we did, something bad. They didn't sort of admit to it, although they said, we will settle.
Yes, exactly. So they discovered, and this would be upsetting too, if you were a user of the iPhone to find out that this was happening. And those batteries are really frustrating at times because sometimes it will sit on 1% and then it'll last an hour.
Oh.
And other times it'll be at 6% and then it'll die. So it's a confusing little battery to deal with at times. But anyway, admitted or not, the $500 million settlement is going to take place. They agreed tentatively to it. And let's talk about that expression, tentative. Tentative means it's not certain or it's not fixed. And I think we talk about this very commonly when we make plans with people. So if I ask you, Sue, on Friday, would you like to have some coffee after the show? And Sue says, yeah, that sounds good. I think so. But I may have to go pick up my kids from the care center, but I don't, maybe not. So I'll say yes tentatively. And that means it's not fixed, it's not certain. And we usually make this with plans that are far in advance, actually.
아, 그렇죠. 잠정적으로 뭔가를 결정할 때 tentatively라고 얘기를 할 수 있습니다. 그러니까 애플사에서는 이제 그렇습니다. 우리가 잘못했습니다라는 말은 하지 않았어요. 하지만 합의를 하겠다라고 일단 잠정적으로 합의를 동의를 했다라는 내용이죠.
So iPhone users discovered that the operating system artificially limited the processor speeds as the battery got older, but the problem was that Apple did not reveal the feature's existence. They didn't tell people about this, and that led people to believe that their phones were slowing down because the phone was old. So the expression here is led to believe or lead to believe. Okay, if you are led to believe something, it means that you read something or you saw something and you heard something and it made you assume this information. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So let's say that you're booking a hotel online through a travel website.
Right.
And on the travel website, it says book now with free upgrade. And then when you actually get to the hotel and you check in, and you're waiting for them to say upgrade, but they don't. And you say, oh, wait a minute, there's a free upgrade. And they said, oh, no, sorry, there isn't. And you can say, but on the website, it said free upgrade. I was led to believe there would be a free upgrade. And the reason you say that is because I read this and it made me assume that.
I was led to believe A. 그러면은 A라는 사실을 믿게끔 어떤 정황이 있었다, 상황이 이러이러했다 이런 뜻입니다.
Yeah, exactly. So if your manager says, "Oh, I heard you were looking for a new job," and you could say, "Well, there were rumors, the new CEO is going to really cut the budget by like 50%. So I was led to believe people would be losing their jobs. That's why I looked for other work." So you heard some information, big budget cut. So what did that make you assume? That people would lose their jobs. So once again, I started looking for other work because I was led to believe that there would be layoffs.
네. I was led to believe, he, she was led to believe라고 할 수도 있고요. 아니면 오늘 기사에서 쓰인 용법처럼 A led people to believe B. 그러면 A 때문에 B가 이렇게 할 것이다라는 그런 믿음이 생기게 했다. 그러니까 대놓고 어떻게 할 것이다라고 밝힌 것은 아니지만 그 정황상 이렇게 믿게 됐다라는 거죠.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are our first two news-focused stories. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz again.
An important job that someone is sent somewhere to do is generally known as blank. Is it number 1, a mission, number 2, an impossible, or number 3, a mystery?
계속해서 정답 보내주시고요. 고칼슘 살룬 두유 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 보내드리겠습니다. Sarah Connor의 Love is Colorblind 듣고 와서요. 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. Love is Colorblind 듣고 왔습니다. 자, 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 미국의 한 연구팀이 치매를 기존의 방법보다 정확하고 빠르게 진단할 수 있는 혈액 검사법을 개발했다고 하는데요. Let's listen to the story.
A simple blood test may soon be able to diagnose patients with two common forms of dementia, Alzheimer's disease and frontotemporal dementia, and tell the two apart. If approved, the new blood test could ease screening and help increase the number of patients eligible for clinical trials, which are essential to the search for drugs to stop or slow dementia. Alzheimer's disease affects 5.8 million Americans and makes up about 2/3 of dementia cases. Researchers hope to see such a test available in doctors' offices within 5 years.
네, 치매는요 아직까지 결정적인 치료제는 excuse me. 네, 치료제. Okay, sorry, Steve. Sorry about that. 네, 치매 같은 경우에는 아직까지 결정적인 치료제가 없기 때문에 조기 발견을 해서 진행을 늦추는 게 최선이라고 합니다. 그런데 이번에 그 혈액 검사법이 새로 개발됐다고 해요. 미국의 한 연구팀이 개발을 했는데 기존보다 굉장히 일찍, 그다음에 정확하게 또 간단하게 검사를 할 수 있다고 합니다.
Potentially very, very exciting news. I mean, if you could take a simple blood test and the patient would be able to be diagnosed with two common forms of dementia, Alzheimer's disease and frontotemporal dementia, that would be pretty exciting news for the medical industry. But like the article says, we might still be a ways away from this being able to be done in your doctor's office, maybe within 5 years.
Okay. 뭐 아직은 이제 상용화 되기까지 뭐 최소 5년은 걸릴 것이다 이런 얘기를 해주셨지만 내용을 한번 볼게요. So what are we looking at here?
So if you take this test, potentially if you take this test in the future, you could take it and then you could tell the difference between the two common forms of dementia. You would be able to tell the two apart. So that's our expression here, to be able to tell something or someone apart. And that means tell the difference. When I was in university, my friends' roommates were identical twins. And they both wore the same fashion style.
Oh,
they both had a beard, so they both had the same facial hair. And I could not tell them apart. Now, my friend said, oh, well, because I live with them, I can tell them apart. I do have that ability. I can tell the difference between them. I know which one is this guy and which one is that guy.
아, 그렇군요. 두 개를 잘 분별할 수 있는 것을 tell something apart. 그래서 tell the two apart라고 했죠. 그래서 두 개를 확실하게 구별할 수 있다라는 뜻인데요. 여기서 말하는 이 두 가지는 변형 단백질입니다. 근데 이 변형 단백질들이 서로 엉키게 되면은 치매를 일으킬 수 있다. 이렇게 기사가 쓰여 있는데요. 두 개를 잘 구별할 수 있는 그런 방법을 개발했다는 거죠.
Okay, I'll give you another really easy example. Sue, with
Yeah.
your help, please.
Okay.
Can you pronounce the kyut sound in Korean, please?
기억? 기억.
Okay, but yeah.
그.
Okay, now can you do the 상kyuk, please?
끄.
One more time, the first one and the second one?
그. 끄.
They sound the same to me. I can't tell them apart.
그래요.
I
이제
can't tell the difference between the two.
네, 두 개 구별을 못 하겠다. 이래서
Yeah.
얘기를 하셨는데요. I can't tell the two apart or I can tell the two apart.
Exactly. So to me, I heard k and k.
똑같이 들려요? 그렇군요. 제 발음이 이상했나 봅니다.
That's really hard for expats learning
It is,
Korean.
yeah,
Really
it
hard,
is.
yeah. Anyway, if approved, the new blood test could ease screening. Ease means to lessen. The reason you take a headache medicine is to ease the pain.
뭔가를 완화한다라는 뜻의 ease가 여기서 쓰였습니다. 근데 사실 뒤에 나온 screening을 꾸며주는 단어이기 때문에 어떤 검사 과정을 간소화한다, 간편하게 만든다라는 의미로 보시면 되겠어요.
Yeah, ease, make easier or lessen, both of those meanings depending on the context.
Indeed. All right, well, those were our news-focused stories. Now let's give out the answer to the quiz.
The answer to the quiz. Well, the question was an important job that someone is sent somewhere to do something is generally known as blank. Is it number one, a mission, number two, impossible, or number three, mystery? I think the answer is mission.
네, 1번 미션 골라주신 이돈호님, 김영종님, 이종정님, 그 다음에 4630님과 끝번호 4077 쓰시는 분 고칼슘 쌀룬 두유 보내드리겠습니다. Alright, Steve, what is the expression of the day?
I'm going to go back to the very opening of the show today. Do you have that paper in front of you from the opening? You
Yes.
mentioned something about the devil by the horns or something, right?
Yeah, a lot of heroes are taking the enemy by its very horns.
Okay, so we have a common expression in English, and that's to grab the bull by the horns. So that expression means to tackle a problem head on. You're not avoiding the problem at all.
Right.
To grab the bull by the horns. So, if you feel like you are a little overweight, then you say, all right, I'm going to tackle the bull by the horns. And I am going to throw out all of the fatty foods in my fridge and cupboards. The ramen is going in the garbage.
Right.
The potato chips are going in the garbage. Tonight, I'm going to go to the gym for the first time in a long time. That is tackling the bull or grabbing the bull by the horns.
네, 그렇습니다. 뭔가 정면 돌파를 할 때 황소의 뿔을 내가 잡겠다라는 영어식 표현을 쓸 수 있습니다.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for the first hour. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, as always, for having me. You have a delightful and safe Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Well, coming up in the second hour of Morning Special, we have the Power English team with a daily idiom that's a staple in English. We also have our travel segment with Alex. And we're going to get there with the Smashing Pumpkins, as you can hear them right now, with 1979. 이 노래 듣고 저는 2부에 돌아오겠습니다.